Hi friends, it's Philip and welcome to Creative Skills. Today, I am going to teach you guys about the Photoshop selection tools. The selection tools are very useful and important tools, and you will use it frequently while editing photos. I'll upload tutorials one by one on how to make selections and even complex selections of an image in Photoshop. In my previous Photoshop Basic Series tutorial, I have explained about the Photoshop layer mask. If you didn't watch the tutorial, the link is on the top right corner of the screen, or you can also check the link in the descriptions below. You should check other tutorials to increase your knowledge about Photoshop. Let's move to the Photoshop. I have already imported an illustrated image in Photoshop. Let me zoom in the image by pressing the Ctrl+ key and by holding down the spacebar key to reposition in my image. Right now, the tool is selected is the Move tool. Underneath the Move tool, there is the Marquee tool. Let me select the Rectangular Marquee tool, and there are some tools that are also available. Right now, we'll select the Rectangular Marquee tool. Let me click on the top left corner of the image and drag my cursor to the bottom and select my rectangle image. I can easily and freely drag my cursor. Let me deselect my image by going to the select option and then click on the deselect option. Or you can also press the shortcut key Ctrl+D key to deselect the selection. Let me select the inner rectangle, click and drag, the cursor will move freely. And if I'll hold down the shift key and drag my cursor to the bottom, the selection will make in the same aspect ratio. Here you can see here near the cursor the width, the height are same, and by releasing the cursor the selection made. Let me deselect the selection by pressing the Ctrl+D key, and again I click on the image and drag my cursor, and by holding down the shift key the selection will make in the same aspect ratio. And if I'll hold down the alt key, the selection will make in same in all aspect ratio. By releasing my cursor and then deselect my selection, I'll click any of the area of the image and drag my cursor, and by holding down the shift key it will make the selection in the same aspect ratio. And if I'll hold down the alt key, it will make select equal selections in all aspects. And if I'll hold down the spacebar key, I can easily move my selection. The image is selected. This is a simple method of selection. This is the rough selection. The selection is not exactly the same ratio right now. Let me deselect the image by pressing the Ctrl+D key, and again I'll click on the top left corner and drag my cursor freely to the bottom. I have made the selection, and now I want to add one more selection. I'll simply click on the second option, Add to Selection, and drag my cursor from the left and drag it to the right bottom. Both of my cards selected, and now I'll hold down the spacebar key to reposition my image. And for the third time, I'll select the third rectangle. I'll simply click on the right corner and drag to the bottom. Now you can see here the three of the rectangles selected. Now I want to subtract the inner side of the rectangle because I want to select the inner border of the card. Therefore, I'll click on the subtract to selection. Here you can see the minus sign appears. I'll simply drag my cursor and make the rectangle. You can see here in the selection this area is missing. I want to add this area in my selection. I simply go to the add to selection and again select the area that is not selected. In this way, you can adjust your selection. Now I'll go to the subtract to selection and subtract my this selection. Guys, this is the simple selection and I am roughly selecting the card. And again for the third time, I'll select third card. I will go to the adjustment layer and click solid color and select any of the color we want and click OK. Now here is the feature option. If we want to select any of the image and we want to make edges soft, we can easily feature it by entering value 20 pixels and make the selection, and again go to the adjustment layer and click on the solid color and select any of the color and click on OK. You can see the color is blurry. This is because of the feature value. And now we'll delete the layer because we do not need this. You can see here in the style. Right now is the normal style. If I'll click on the fixed ratio, the selection will make in the same ratio as I have already discussed in the start of the tutorial. And if I click on the fixed size, let me define our size. For example, right now is the 720 pixels by 720 pixels. Let me deselect my selection and again make the selection and click on any of the area of the image. By the selection will make 720 pixels by 720 pixels. Deselect the selection. Guys, this is the one selection. Rectangular marquee tool and elliptical marquee tool is the same as we discussed in the rectangular marquee tool. It works in the same way. Let me select another selection tool is the lasso tool. Lasso tool is the very useful tool. Let me click on the new selection, and lasso tool help us to freely select any of the object in an image. Lasso tool help us to select any of the area of the image freely. We can easily roughly make any of the selection with the help of lasso tool. Let me deselect by pressing Ctrl plus D key. After the lasso tool is the polygonal lasso tool. Polygonal lasso tool is very helpful tool. It will also help us to make selection. Let me zoom in, and with the help of polygonal lasso tool, I can easily make any selection or by holding down the shift key to draw a straight line. Select the adjustment layer and click on the solid color. This is the rough selection of an image. Let me cancel the color, and with the help of magnetic lasso tool, we can easily make the selection. For example, we'll deselect the previous selection and click on the lady here and click on the edges of the hair. We can easily make the selection. You can see this tool is very useful tool while making selection. Guys, you can see here the selection is wrongly made. If I want to undo, I'll simply press the delete key to undo my changes. Right now I am just selecting the hair. The hair is selected, and again I am going to adjustment layer and select the solid color and select any of the color of the hair. In this way we can easily make the selection by using these three tools. In our further tutorials, we will discuss select and mask and more deeply about selection tools. I hope you have learned something from this tutorial, and if you want to ask anything regarding this tutorial, please comment us in the comment section. We'll reply you as soon as possible, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Stay connected with us. See you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.